Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Once again, there it is. Takes a while to get all the way up here.
It works
Live
its way up.
from an DEI bedazzled ESG glow stick. That must be the most frightening object known to most American men. At least
I'm
American
terrified.
CEOs. A DEI bedazzled ESG glow stick? That just sounds like a hate crime. It's an all-new terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants, joined by analyst Matt Moscardi. Wow, Matt Moscardi. Whoa, wow.
Yeah, can you believe you booked me?
On today's SAT cheat sheet called January 14th, 2025, Biz Nuggets!
Hey, we haven't done nuggets in so long. I'm excited.
I looked at the math. We haven't done it since October 2024, and I think the reason we stopped is that we got depressed for various reasons, and we didn't have it in us to tell dumb jokes. But now I guess we're back.
Do you mean one various reason?
Yes, one fat, large orange reason.
Various
followed by
reason.
A Tesla CEO.
Let's
Our show today is
do
being
this.
sponsored by FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free.
Amazing.
There's a lot going on that website. Check it out, and if you have more questions or you just want it to do more for you, reach out to us.
We can do
Reach
it.
out to somebody. I don't know. Ask your grandmother. I don't even care. Just ask somebody.
Don't ask your grandmother. All right.
Ready for some biz nuggets? We got a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to get through today, so let's do it. Let's crush it.
Yeah. I'm going to start with some of your favorite, all the tech CEOs. I'm going to start with Zuck.
Yay!
It's the year of Zuck, after all. It's the year of Zuck. Every year it's the year of Zuck. In our... He also said, corporations named Julie and Samantha especially suck. Headline of the week. Mark Zuckerberg praises benefits of masculine energy.
Ooh.
Calls corporate America culturally neutered.
Yeah.
I mean,
finally.
think about that. I was spending some time thinking about that. So he thinks corporate America has had its testicles cut off? Is that what he's saying?
You know, there's not enough punching in corporate America.
But
That's really what he's saying.
What is he getting at here, do you think? What is he? I don't even know what that means. Does that not just say right out of the gate that women should not be running companies in America? Is that basically what he's saying?
We just covered last week that they finally got to 11%, and that's approximately 10% too much.
But even for these weird tech bros, this is a really, really troubling, odd statement.
Masculine energy.
Culturally neutered. I just don't know what that means, to be culturally neutered. Does he realize that culture is more than 50% female? I just don't understand what the hell he's... Anyway, let's
Isn't
move on.
culture like
I don't know.
anything that people do? Is what I don't know what that means either, but it's great.
I don't know.
It's great.
He cautioned any panic by saying AI would only steal jobs from the gays, the blacks, and human women. Headline of the week. Zuckerberg announces plans to automate Facebook coding jobs with AI. I guess he's targeting tens of thousands of jobs, I think.
The human women, though, is that distinguishes it from the alien women that he's anticipating?
Well, there've been a lot of reports recently of Meta platforms creating like these avatars of black lesbians, and they don't want to hire them. They just got rid of their DEI policies, but they're creating avatars for them. I don't really know what's going on in the metaverse over there. I don't. But
there's a metaverse still. I thought that's so 2021.
I guess. In our Zuck and Musk criticized the action as something a lady named Julie or Samantha would do, and also said, there is no place in our society for decisions that benefit the greater society. Headline of the week.
Wow, strong word.
Mastodon's founder, Seeds Control, refuses to become the next Musk or Zuckerberg. His name is Eugene Roshko. he is ceding control of the social media company Mastodon because he does not want to become another emperor of social media, just like Zuck and Musk.
Little bit of a problem here. Anybody who would be willing to cede control is probably somebody who should have it.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting twist.
So
But still,
I think Zuck and Musk are right here. Julie and Samantha would do that.
My final one on Zuck. In other news, Acorn blindsided by Oaktree's decision to let it fall to the ground.
Yeah,
Headline
there's no
of the
warning.
week.
There was no warning.
Meta's oversight board blindsided by Mark Zuckerberg's decision to relax hate speech restrictions.
I mean, they could have never
Blindsided.
seen it coming.
As if they had no idea who the CEO of Meta Platforms is. As if they have not read a single article. They don't know anything about the man. They don't know anything about the platform.
It takes them 8 months to make a decision. I mean, they're still 8 months behind.
Blindsided.
So, yeah,
Blindsided,
totally
Matt.
blindsided.
I got a few more covering a bunch of tech bros. In our Jeff Bezos sues Business Insider for calling him a shadow advisor. Headline of the week. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has a new shadow advisor. It's one of the most prized roles inside the company. The shadow advisor is Jeff Bezos, right? It's still his company. He's still on the board. He's still the chair.
He owns 16% of the shares, and he's the executive chair.
Over 60% of influence, but actually it's not. It's some dude named Alex Dunlap.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I don't care. But we should still prioritize the fake meritocracy so we don't accidentally hire a black person. Headline of the week.
I don't like that headline.
OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says the new number one ability you need to succeed, it's not raw intelligence.
Yeah, that would be measurable raw intelligence, maybe. Like,
Yeah, so
you
it's
might
not.
be able to
So I
measure
guess
that.
I guess the meritocracy thing. You don't have to be smart. I guess you don't have to be educated.
This is a
experienced. You just have
brilliant
to-
way to say, in
Right?
order
It's
to be
confusing.
successful,
How do you win? How do you win that? How do you win the meritocracy? I don't understand.
merit.
Really, how do you win?
We'll get to that later. There's plenty of ways.
You don't know.
Yeah, I do know. I got the answer
Take
in my
over
section.
for a while. Take over,
All right, you want me to take over?
please.
All right, there's a lot in here. I'm going to move quickly. After we retire black people, we can finally get back to retiring cows for our burgers. Headline of the week. McDonald's retires DEI goal setting.
That's dark.
I love that
'Cause
that
by-
phrasing.
By retiring a cow, you mean slaughtering. You mean slaughtering.
That is what I mean, yeah. I would think everything should be
that's-
called retiring.
You're right. That is a stupid headline. Retiring DEI. That's not what they're doing.
What a dumb
It's
headline.
so graceful. To retire is graceful. Yeah.
In our I think they meant retiring headline of the week, is DEI dying? Here's the list of companies that have rolled back the woke policies.
That's better though. Dying is more. To the
Dying
point.
at least is accurate, but they should have said retiring because
Yeah.
that's more graceful.
Retiring.
In our From the Memo edition, quote, we firmly believe in our deeply held beliefs that exist today, not of yesterday or tomorrow. Those deeply held beliefs right now include retiring DEI because that is what we currently have moral conviction to do as of this moment. Headline of the week. Meta announces the end of DEI programs. Read the internal memo.
Matt,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say if today's culture, during the civil rights movement, right? If that emulated today's culture, then you know how we associate the back of the bus with Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat from the front of the bus to move to the back of the bus. But in today's climate, she would be sitting all over the bus. Like Tuesday, she'd be in the back. Wednesday, she'd be in the front. Thursday, she'd be in the middle. She'd be
They'd
driving.
be strapping her to the top of the
they
bus.
They wouldn't let her in the bus. No one would know how to appreciate Rosa Parks.
Just so we can contextualize how today is. Meta's 2021 sustainability report. Do you remember 2021? It
Yeah,
was not that
I
long
do.
ago.
No, it
2021.
wasn't.
In 2021, they had, this is not a joke, this is look upable, DEI as the most critical issue for both its business and stakeholders.
Is that true?
According to their own their risk matrix, their like materiality matrix, they're showing like here are all the issues facing Meta. The biggest issue facing us right now is DEI. That was in 2021 they
So
said
who do we fire for that mistake? Can we fire Mark for that mistake?
No, you can't.
No.
We have set 2 new ambitious goals for 2025, which we call 95 for 25. We aim to improve our tech workforce, which is 73.9% male and 89.7% white or Asian, and 90.2% straight, to be 95% male and 95% white or Asian, and 95% straight by 2025. That's an ambitious goal. We also aim to improve our user experience for men by altering our algorithm to show American football, tanks, missiles, pubic grooming tips, and women as property memes as 95% of all posts by 2025. Headline of the week. That was a lot.
I like what you're saying. Yep.
It was 95 for 25. Mark Zuckerberg says he wants more masculine energy at Meta, so why don't more men use Facebook? That's the headline.
So
That's
why
the
don't
headline.
more men use Facebook? That's true.
Apparently
Matt.
there are no men
I'm
on
a-
Facebook.
I'm a man. I don't actually use Facebook. I've never had a Facebook account. So I guess they're right.
This is true. So that's why they need to add women as property memes and tanks and missiles and have more men on their workforce. That's how you're going to get to it, right?
The only problem with the football thing, though, is that there just can't be a man kneeling. No kneeling man.
Oh,
They can be
no.
standing.
I
They can
want
have concussions.
Yeah. Only
but
concussions.
No kneeling.
We are well on our way to achieving at least one of those goals by the end of January. Headline of the week: Facebook now allows calling women personal property.
I don't understand this one. I know we don't go into depth on these headlines for Biz Nuggets, but what does that mean? I don't want to know what that means. Do I want to know what that means?
You can post that your wife is your personal property now.
Right. Okay. Why
Or
would one
any
post
woman, I
that?
suppose.
Is that even true? Is that a legally binding statement? I don't even understand that.
I think once you write it on a Facebook post, it becomes legally
becomes
true.
legally binding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, let's be honest. These black women are the personal property of Mark Zuckerberg, right? Headline of the week.
Oh.
Facebook is creating fake AI-powered black women while changing its rules so it's okay to harass real ones. Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was talking about.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But they are his property, right? The AI
Well, yes.
black women on Facebook that are like these weird avatars, they're his.
Well, isn't everything and anything you post on Instagram or Facebook, isn't it all Mark's?
Yeah, it's all Mark's. He owns it all anyway, right?
He
So
owns
it's not
it
a big
all,
deal.
Yeah.
This one's a bit long, so
Oh, boy.
strap in.
This one, just this one.
This is my long section. I have a short section later.
It's okay.
Honestly, our biggest problem has been the gays. Did you
Yeah.
know white guys can be gay now? Almost 10% of our companies say they're gay, but Mark and I can't tell which ones are gay and not talented and which are just talented white guys because they look the same. So in order to figure out who we're not discriminating against, we have another new target to only hire people who wear a shirt that self-identifies if they're straight and talented to maintain the meritocracy. Headline of the week.
Right.
Meta policy chief says decision to end DEI ensures company hires the most talented people.
That's it. I mean,
How about
I
that?
appreciate your long joke, but let me just say how awful that statement is. He's not even implying it. He's just stating it
He's just
outright.
saying it.
What he's saying is that if you hire non-white people, they are not the most talented people. That's what he's saying.
By removing, this is a company.
Terrible human being. Terrible.
I looked up all the numbers because they actually reported them, this is a company where 4% of the workforce is black and 5% is Hispanic. The tech workforce, only 25% are women. Those are the
none of
people
them
they're
have
saying
They have
are
the
not
least amount of talent.
talented, right? Like, isn't that
I mean,
they just said those people are not talented?
look, this is why we do these shows. This is why we take this so seriously. Is that where is this going to end up in our culture? Are we going to walk into a hospital and say, I will, we're going to be in ER and say that doctor is not allowed to operate on me because he's black, like, right? Because he's not the most. Where does this end, Matt? Where does this end?
If you are a not talented black, Hispanic, or female employee of Facebook looking for something to do different, and you don't need the money because you made so much already, come to Free Float. Not only will we ask all of you to do amazing stuff for us, but we'll never say that you're not talented because you are. That's how you got the jobs. It's horrible.
Terrible statement. Move on.
We are well on our way to achieving meritocracy by the end of January. Headline of the week.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg tells Joe Rogan why he wanted Dana White on Meta's board of directors. Are you ready for this quote?
I don't know if I want to know why, but go ahead.
Quote, because I control Facebook, I have the benefit of not having to convince the board to not fire me.
Oh,
because I'm not worried about losing my job. I get to use my board to get people I want to help solve problems.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
That is a quote.
Right. Well,
that isn't me making a joke.
But let's be clear. This is not a surprise. This is not. Investors should know this. I just don't know why investors and consumers and customers still bother with this clown.
How is that an investable asset?
Why do they still bother?
He just said, I control Facebook, no one can fire me, and I can choose whoever I want to do whatever I want.
And why?
How do you invest in that?
Why in our culture is it safe to have this amount, to have one man who may or may not be qualified to run this empire, to have control over all of our thoughts in social media?
Meanwhile, we're banning TikTok.
Well, I don't know that enough people have left Twitter to go to Blue Sky recently, but you heard reports of people leaving for Blue Sky. Why are there not reports of people leaving Instagram and Facebook? Why? Why does that? I don't.
No one's on it anymore. I think.
I don't get it. Go ahead.
And finally, for my section, which is your favorite thing that I say, this headline was written by the Christian Post, whose other headlines today include Franklin Graham weighs in on whether God is judging Hollywood with California fires, and Mel Gibson says Gospels are verifiable history, headline of the week. The woke right, critical theory for white guys. It is
just saying Mel Gibson is a hate crime. Just saying Mel Gibson.
It is a long opinion piece where they actually say the woke right is the same as the woke left. They're using the same exact tactics, the same stuff. It's a culture of grievance. This is the Christian Post. If we're not tired of woke by now, I don't know when we're going to be. All right, take it away. I'm tired.
I'm just glad that I don't think any of my remaining headlines have the word woke in them. I'm going to move over to a section I called stakeholder anger.
Ooh, I am angry.
Okay. A shitty app would have paid him $2.6 million, while a sucky app would have been worth $4 million. Headline of the week.
Oh.
Sonos CEO behind disastrous app exits with $1.9 million severance.
I mean, look at the amount he left on the table by not making a sucky app.
Oh, and to be clear, what this article misses is that he's also getting the accelerated vesting of $6 million in equity.
Oh.
And I also found out, Matt, that this guy, his name is Patrick Spence, he built a compensation committee that includes Joanna Coles, who also serves on the board of Snap with him. And the chair of that committee is a man named Thomas Conrad, who used to be the vice president of Snap. So there's very cozy.
Oh, it's a Snap
very
board.
Cozy atmosphere over there at Sonos. How much did he have to suck to lose his job? That he has all his buddies, right?
I just actually think I would like you to publish your rankings of shitty to disastrous and how much each app is worth.
Matt, I just want to know, will we ever be able to live in a world where a CEO does create something that's disastrous and they don't walk away with millions of dollars?
Can you imagine making $0 for a disastrous app? That sounds crazy.
Continuing on with stakeholder anger, in our But just so we're clear, we pledged over $31 million to CEO Bob Iger last year because he's worth more than twice your dumb campfire. Headline of the week.
I don't like calling it a campfire at all. I don't
Disney
like that.
announces a $15 million pledge for LA wildfire relief. $15 million. So that's a little less than half of what Bob Iger gets pledged.
Well, look, let's put it in context. That they only gave $1 million to the inauguration, right? So, like,
yeah, well, everybody,
15x.
What I'm learning is that every company on Earth gave $1 million.
Gave $1 million. That's all they give.
In our, I got a few long ones for you, Matt. In our, what's not important is to focus on executive performance that led to one of the most crippling cybersecurity errors of 2024.
Not important.
What is important is my opinion on CEO George Kurtz's dimples, and that we honor the $230 million in compensation the company has paid him over the last 3 years. And also, since there are no black or Latin directors, we're not really sure how to blame someone for this. Headline of the week. That's a lot there. I apologize.
That is a lot.
Jim Cramer says CrowdStrike fundamentals are excellent, praises CEO's apology tour.
Wow.
So he loves the apology tour. He doesn't care about the crippling mistake that shut down whole industries, like shut down like airlines and hospitals. He just likes the apology tour, Matt. He's fond of the apology.
Yeah, but can you actually go into greater depth? Can you describe George Kurtz's dimples? Are those real or is it a thing?
Well, they must be lovely because Jim Cramer's smitten. I mean, why hold the CEO accountable for anything? Although I do know why, once again, because there are no black or Latin directors. So who are you going to blame on this board? I don't really know.
You can't blame the dimples. You can't blame the dimples.
In our opioid settlement turns to tragedy after Kroger CEO Rodney McMullen dies laughing.
Oh, no.
After his son asks if the settlement will affect his $360 million in Kroger shares and nearly $20 million in annual compensation. Headline of the week.
Ooh.
Kentucky reaches a $110 million deal with Kroger to settle its opioid lawsuit. This massive grocery chain allowed the fire of addiction to spread. That's the headline.
Oh, but he died laughing. That's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. All right, let's end my section. These will be quicker. I got to learn to cut down on this mouthfuls.
We haven't done this
too
since
much.
October. There's a lot going on.
I'm going to end mine with 3 stupid headlines. In our, the new CEO is named CEO, replacing the old CEO who was named CEO. Headline of the week.
This is confusing.
Here's the actual headline. KFC CEO to step down, new CEO named.
Yeah, named, but not here. That's not.
I don't know.
They're
I'm
not
not going
named
to give you any
here.
actual information, but it sounds like, Matt, that the KFC operating structure, the management structure, still has a CEO in place. That's what we learned. There's still a CEO there.
That's great.
That's what we've learned. In our 2030 headline, nearly 3 of every 5 job postings are still mostly real. Study says. Headline of the
that's
week.
good. That seems like good news.
Here's the current headline: 1 of every 5 job postings is actually fake. Study says. So this is the slope we're on. This is the slope we're on.
I like a future in which it's mostly real.
Yeah, nearly, mostly, whatever. And finally, because I need a break. This is part of the stupid headline sections of Biz Nuggets, man. January 14th, 2025. His 2 favorite books were The Great 976 to 1 CEO Pay Ratio Gatsby and Pretending Systemic Racism is Not Terrible, 3 years after pretending systemic racism was terrible for dummies.
Oh.
Headline of the week: Walmart CEO shares the 10 books that shaped his year.
There's a For Dummies book for everything. I did not realize that.
Referring to what you unearthed at Meta's sustainability report, Doug McMillan of Walmart did the exact same thing. It was only 3 years ago. He was the chair of the Business Roundtable, and he was essentially saying that systemic racism was the biggest American evil, that we have to address it. And now it's 3 years later, in the fall of 2024, Walmart has abandoned its DEI. Sorry, it has retired its DEI.
Yeah, retired.
program.
Please, come on.
It's not. Matt, it's not important anymore. It's just not important anymore.
I think everybody should go read every company's 2021 reports. I think actually we should spend because, can you believe a single company and anything they say, given that DEI was the most critical thing, a business risk and to their stakeholders, the most critical thing at Meta. And now they want a masculine company with black lesbian AI avatars who are the property of Mark Zuckerberg. Like, what are we?
With a new board member who beat his wife on videotape.
On video,
and still maintains a presence in the business world.
Yeah, I watched his press release from after the the punching of his wife in Las Vegas, in which he said, "It was not my proudest moment." And then he got paid a tremendous amount of money by a TKO.
I will say this. Mark Cuban has been saying over the past few days that if we all spend 20 minutes every day asking our friends to leave Twitter, and to join Blue Sky, it will have a profound effect to the empire of the tech bros, right? Like Elon Musk. But we could do the same thing here with Mark Zuckerberg. I know we can't vote anyone out. Mark said it well. No one can fire him. The board doesn't actually do anything. Mm-hmm. But we can try to slowly convince our friends, just stop using Instagram. Stop using Facebook. There are other ways to post yourself. Like, I don't even know what you're posting. Like the picture of your bird feeder. I don't even know what you're doing. But there are other companies that you can be a customer at. You don't have to be at these places. So to Mark Cuban's credit, there are other... If you don't have investor control, there are other ways to fight back at these CEOs.
You know what you gotta love though? Like, if you are a director at Facebook, I think the average take home is around $400,000 a year. What do they get paid to do when Mark Zuckerberg literally said they don't do anything except hang out? I just choose them who I want to hang out with.
They tell Mark how to, like, I don't even
what
know
a great way to make $400,000. No, what a great
what is Dana White actually offering him? Like how to stream a fight, like a kid?
No, I think he offers him the ability to train with UFC fighters, right?
Okay, that's true. Well, last year we did learn that Mark has been bulking up and he likes to fight, right? He's become a fighter.
All right, let me finish off with a few short ones myself.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
In our Speaking of the Meritocracy headline of the week, activist investors force record number of CEOs to resign in 2024. Meritocracy is alive and well, in as much as most of the people, the white men who have the jobs, shouldn't have the jobs. That's what activist investors said. Record number.
The activist investor world is a beguiling world. I just saw a headline that Glass Lewis is actually supporting all of the. They're supporting all of the nominee. I don't remember which company is that, but an activist investor was putting up a slate of 4 directors, and Glass Lewis is supporting all of them. Matt, why does it take an activist investor for Vanguard, Glass Lewis, State Street, BlackRock
Last year
to notice
you elected
anything?
them.
But what are you actually doing when you're looking at your investment profile and we're analyzing your companies? Why didn't you vote against them last year? Weren't you already supposed to be articulating a position and opinion about the board?
I mean,
Isn't
it's
that
insane.
Your role, Glass Lewis?
It's insane that only when an activist comes in does anybody actually have an opinion. Your job is to have an opinion, you morons.
And Glass Lewis, if you don't have the right data or you don't have the skills to analyze these boards, reach out to us. We will help you, because you should be voting out these people before an activist investor comes along. They don't suddenly suck because someone else is paying attention. That's not. This isn't
We
like
are-
Schrodinger's cat. That's not how it works.
We are 2.5 people. 2.5 people have figured out a way to make a decision on 90,000 active board members. Like that, we have the data. We make decisions about them all the time. And I'm not saying like we need to do additional research. I can make a decision right now about them just by pulling up the data.
It is what's upsetting to me about this activist investor world is because it does reveal the game, right? That Glassloose is admitting that yes, there are plenty of directors to vote against, but we're just not going to do it until someone's paying attention.
You made that more depressing than I meant
Sorry.
it to be. They also have the option to become co-CEOs if the new CEO is found by the new owner and co-owner. A headline of the week. Paramount will allow its 3 co-CEOs to resign and receive severance if they are demoted.
Oh, wait. Oh, even if they're not fired.
They don't have to be fired. They can resign, or they could be demoted to another job inside the company, and they get severance for.
And Matt,
talk about meritocracy, baby.
Let's not forget they became co-CEO like in May of 2024. I don't even think it's been a year.
No, of course it hasn't. Of course it hasn't. But get that severance, baby. Get it.
Yeah.
In our Zuckerberg, Spiegel, and Musk agree, China is a threat to national security. Headline of the week.
Oh,
TikTok
wait, what?
case before Supreme Court pits national security against free speech.
Wait, so they're out on China again? I thought Zuck was cozying up to China. I'm confused.
Oh, there's rumors that Musk, there's a
Don't say
unfounded rumor that Musk would buy TikTok.
Don't say it. Let's just move on.
I'm just saying. In our man with agenda says company has agenda and that's illegal. Headline of the week. American Airlines focus on ESG and 401k plan is illegal, U.S. judge rules.
Where was this ruling out of? Do we know which? Is this Texas?
I'm glad you asked. This is out of the same exact district that Elon Musk has landed on when he shopped for judges. He moved to Texas so he could pick a jurisdiction with a friendly judge. He did what's called judge shopping. And this is the judge. His name is Reed O'Connor. He's a Texas District Court judge. In fact, Mr. O'Connor, I won't even call him the Honorable, every major decision he's made since 2016 has been struck down on appeal or stayed by the Supreme Court, by other, by every appeals court.
Just political theater down there in Texas.
He said in his decision that American Airlines, because they chose BlackRock, and BlackRock said the word ESG in places, that they effectively had an agenda and it's illegal. So American Airlines, just by choosing the largest asset manager on earth, you had an agenda. That's
so
what
now hundreds and hundreds of data points is now an agenda? That's what they call an agenda?
I mean, this guy, he's a member of the Federalist Society. He's the guy that every company wants to get when they don't like a black person or a gay person or whatever. He's that guy.
Let's end on a high note.
Let's end on the highest of high notes. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it. Yeah.
And I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah.
If you're running trials, I submit to you my children. Headline of the week. Moderna says it's one step closer to a norovirus vaccine as the virus spreads across the U.S. Then I would die a happy person if they just came up with that.
This is your favorite thing.
This is my favorite thing ever. Ever.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic.
How do you take the norovirus vaccine?
I don't care. I don't care.
Did they put it in a bunch of spoiled milk or something? Like how do you ingest that?
I would put it in my eyeballs as an eye drop. I take it as a suppository.
Well,
I don't care how they do it.
The question is, will RFK Jr. allow this virus to become manufactured? I don't.
It is a vaccine, so it's dangerously close to healthcare, right? I'm not sure he would allow that.
I think.
Why do you have to make it all depressing? You
this
just
was supposed to be fun, but we veered off with facts and diatribes, and we kind of ruined the point of Biz Nuggets.
This is fun. That's it. That's Hazelnut Rallis. I'm your analyst, Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float. Come back some other time when we do another show. We've got show on Friday. We got shows next week. We got so much going on. There's so many facts to get through. You honestly, if you're wondering where you should get your news from, I don't know why you go anywhere else but here. Like,
Yeah, we'll
you
help
know,
you out.
all
We'll
these
help you.
headlines are real. All the data we use is real. Yes, we layer a joke in there. It's a little bit
Matt's
of
anger
snark.
is real too. Matt's anger is real.
My anger is not disguised. Come back. Listen to your news. Get it here. And you know what? Give it to a friend. Rate the show. You know, like post on social media because you know what? We don't go to social media.
Yeah, and if you know Mark,
I hate
hand
it.
it over to him too, because I think Mark would enjoy some of our nutty headlines.
I'm going to reach out to Mark. Mark, if you're listening, and I know you are, I'm going to ask you to join us on the show. I think you'd like it. And that's it. Come back later. Until then, goodbye.
That was shouty and exhausting.
Yeah, now I need a nap.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Enjoy it.